statue, Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly, and it's gonna be here. I brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
It's time for Veterans Issues, the show that brings you information about veterans, military, and their families. Now here's your host, Ken Rollins.
Welcome to Veterans Issues. Ken Rollins here, and we're proud to have you tune in with us this week. Today I got a guest that's returning from a while back. I asked him to come in and tell us what's going on down at the Oxford. Let me make sure I get the Oxford Performing Arts Center. And it's some big deals coming in. Big things have been there already, so stay where you are. Got John Longshore. Stay where you are. Get the pen. We'll be right back. Gonna need the pen. Welcome back in to Veterans Issues. Ken Rollins, and we're talking with John Longshore today. He's the director of the Oxford Performing Arts Center here in good old downtown Oxford. Welcome to the show, John.
Thank you for having me back, Ken. It's a pleasure to be here at TV24 with you.
Good to have you back here. I've been wanting to. I was hesitant to call you because I knew that you were busier than I say cat covering up. No, I ain't gonna do that. But you have been busy, and I knew it'd be hard to get you. But we lucked up. Now, some of the Oxford Performing Arts Center, for those people that locally. It's where the old City Hall used to be, old downtown Oxford.
That's right.
Right off of Main Street there. And it's on what, Choccolocco Street?
Yes, sir, 100 Choccolocco Street.
Okay, so 100 Choccolocco, put your GPS on that.
That's right.
If you're up in Cullman or some of the other places, Clanton, we got viewers there. If you don't want to go down to I don't want to take it away from BJCC, but I'm going to tell you something. It's a lot easier to go, a lot easier to park.
That's right. We've got some tickets that are cheaper than the parking at the BJCC. So.
You got that right. And I've been there a few times, and it's very comfortable seating. It's the sound is very good, and the view. I don't believe it's a bad seat in the house, is it?
There's really not. They did a phenomenal job on building the building. It's truly state of the art and very, very comfortable.
Well, you know, the old Ryman Auditorium up in Nashville had the acoustic sound. I mean, it was like you could stand up there with a acoustic guitar and play to everybody up in the balcony. And,
that's right.
It's similar to that down there. It
is. We had the Alabama Symphony Orchestra when the building opened, and they remarked that it was one of the best halls in the state that they've played in as far as acoustics go. So we're very proud to have that feedback from them.
I noticed something that you probably didn't notice. B.J. Thomas was down there. I was down front, and somebody about 8 or 10 rows way back up in there said something while he was talking. In between his songs, he was, he's talking. And somebody just said something about, maybe it's a tone of voice I'm at right now, and he heard him. And he stopped his conversation. What was that? And it was like, it was embarrassing to that person in the audience, but they told him what they're saying, and it was about a song, and he said, we're going to do that one next. But him from just being on stage, he could hear the people midway of the theater.
Yeah, it has excellent acoustics.
Yeah, that's good and bad.
That's right. That's right.
If you're
kind of a catch-22.
Yeah, if you're the artist up there and you're doing, I saw the what do you call it, the fiddle, the Ireland.
Women of Ireland.
Women of Ireland. Oh man, was that good? They. I can't hardly walk, and I seen them just floating across that stage, and I was just right there right down front. And it's, I think, and here's Oxford, Alabama. We got some top quality. This is what you see off Broadway or some other places.
Absolutely.
Now this, how many seats does it put in?
1,130.
1,130. And so you can get your. I've got the Kizzy. Do you have the website up there? Okay, oxfordpac.org. Okay, that is where you can order. You can order tickets online there, right?
That's right, and we're a little bit unique that some venues will charge you a convenience fee. We don't do any of that nonsense. If a ticket's $10, it's $10 at the door.
Website's right up here, right there.
By phone or online. So we want people to buy tickets however they feel most comfortable.
Yeah. And we got the phone number up there. But that you got some shows coming up that. I'm going to try to see some of them. I know some of them will be out of town, but you stop me if I'm wrong. You got the Glenn Miller Orchestra.
That's correct. They'll be here this Friday.
Now, I remember Glenn Miller back in my day,
sure,
before you were born. But this is not that one. This is a new Glenn Miller Orchestra
This is they have the rights to all his music. They've got the entire Glenn Miller catalog, and so it's that organization that kind of is maintaining the tradition of what Glenn Miller's music did for a whole generation, and bringing that back to life on stage.
While we were growing up, I mean, it was not unusual to you to hear the host, Ed Sullivan or whoever, closing and said, and we think that Glenn Miller would stand up and be acknowledged for all the things he did, whether it was movies or for the, and that was some great music. And it take me back, but the youth ought to learn that.
Absolutely.
This is for
it's
everybody.
True music.
Yeah, Glenn Miller didn't rap.
That's right.
Oh, Lordy, I can't either. So, but anyhow, that's and the King, Scott Bruce, is as Elvis.
He's an Elvis tribute artist, and I've seen a lot of them. Some not so good, as you probably have, and some that are wonderful. Scott Bruce takes the cake. He is just an incredible artist, and he doesn't get up and do kind of the hokey pokey Elvis. He's a truly talented musician. He has a band with him on stage, and they really do a great job at kind of, again, bringing the music of Elvis back to life. And that phenomenally entertaining show. And that's on the day before Valentine's, so that one's a rocking Valentine's tribute to the King. So if you got a special somebody you want to treat to a night out, that would be a perfect.
And everybody
perfect gift.
that goes will be, thank you very much.
That's right.
Go get your Valentine now. Yeah. That's great. Now the one that I want to go see. I remember this. I remember when the plane went down, the Big Bopper. Was Frankie Valli and the Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly, that's right.
And I don't know if you remember, in the music business out in Nashville, Waylon Jennings was supposed to be on that flight.
That's absolutely right. Yep.
And he gave it up for the Big Bopper. Hello, baby. Yeah, I see the advertisement on it, and like I said, I booked it, and then I realized I had a meeting down in South Alabama.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to work that out to where I can do that, because that's amazing to have. I think Oxford if you're ever going to have a show, put it on the map. That show would probably do it. That's a class show right there.
And it's unique because some people ask if it's a tribute show. It is a touring Broadway musical. This is the same show that played in New York, the same show that played in London, and Oxford is the smallest city that it's coming to. So we're very excited to have that kind of talent right here in downtown Oxford that people can come and enjoy. So it's got a live music, actors, dancers. It'll be a really nice performance.
Oh, I didn't know that. It is I know the Big Boppers advertised. There's balance in there.
There may be a special, kind of tribute, I guess, to that particular musician, but we'll see. I'm excited about it taking the stage.
Yeah, I went. They all went down in a plane crash. And I was with George Jones down in Louisiana one night, and we were finished up the show. We had a private plane, and a highway patrolman was taking us to the old airport. And as we got right to the airport, the patrolman pointed out a place. He said, "See that spot right over there?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "That's where Leonard Skinner and his group went."
Oh my goodness!
It was like, I'm fixing to get on the plane and go in it. It was the same kind of plane, and I'm.
My goodness.
But that was the horrible. That was the day the music died when Buddy Holly was killed.
Yep.
And so that you said it just, you could see that in Atlanta, Birmingham or something, but Oxford, Alabama, that is just amazing to have that here. And you said it's off Broadway. I did not know that. But you got some more here I got to see. But we're going to go to a break and come back. We're going to talk about others that coming here to the Oxford Performing Arts Center in Oxford, Alabama. Be right back. Welcome back to Veterans Issues, talking with John Longshore at he's the director of the Oxford Performing Arts Center. And John, when we went to commercial, we were talking about something. You had something you was going to tell me about with the veterans. Absolutely.
We appreciate you bringing us on to tell everybody about the shows we have coming up. And the Glenn Miller Orchestra is Friday night at 7 p.m. Tickets are $12, $15, and $22. But for your viewers, if they come to the box office on the night of the show and say that they heard about the event from Veterans Issue, we'll take $5 off their ticket price. So
I appreciate that.
Say thank you to you and your viewers. We'd love to have them come and enjoy a night of wonderful music.
You hear that? Get down there. Got $5 off what he said is $22. So you take 5 and 22. That won't cost you but $3. No, I don't count very well, but take them up on that. That's that'd be a great thing. Our producer up here is talking about wish she could go, but she's got to work. And the next one I want to talk about, the Vienna Boys Choir.
Mm-hmm.
That is something I've seen them on TV before. They
right.
probably change around a lot, but I've seen it, and that's just make cold chills go over you to hear that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one of the most celebrated choirs in world history. You know, they've been
Mm-hmm.
around for centuries and have performed in some of the greatest concert halls in the world, and to have them here on our stage in Oxford is truly remarkable.
It is.
We're
It's
very
just,
excited.
When I saw you getting out, I said, nah, it ain't the Vienna Choir, but it is, and that's amazing. There, I'd love to see that, but of all of them you got coming, James Gregory.
Absolutely. The funniest man in America is what they call him.
And he is, and those of us that know him, he's got some great things. One of the favorite things that James Gregory did was he's from Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and he talks about his family.
Yep.
And some of them live in trailers, and he's talking about the lottery. They have a lottery over there. And he said, I'm gonna try to do this real fast. He said one of his cousins he'd go by there at the trailer park. He'd say, I'm going down to get a lottery ticket. He said, you want me to get you some? He said, how much is the payout? He said, $3 million. He said, I ain't gonna fool with it. It goes on and on to you. 2 or 3 times he goes by there. It's $4 million. I ain't gonna do it now. Came by there one Saturday and he said, I'm going to get a lottery ticket. You want me to get me? How much is the payout? $20 million. He said, yeah, get me a couple of them things. So he goes and he said, what would you do if you won that $20 million? He said, I know exactly what I'd do. I'd get this phone book and the yellow pages, and I'd look to the R's, and I'd find a roofer, and I'd have him put me a roof on this trailer, and if there's anything left, that's one of the funniest lines, but he tells it like it.
He's a hoot.
You can just take something about apple pie, chicken dumplings, or whatever,
That's
and
right.
he can make it.
Good Southern humor that people really can relate to.
Absolutely. I don't know at the time, but I've seen him over at Birmingham at the Comedy Club, and I've seen his show, know what the line's coming next, but it's still just as funny as the first time.
Yeah, we've been really pleased with the response. It's kind of our first comedy show that we've done at the Performing Arts Center, and we have less than 300 seats left, and we're still over a month and a half before that actual show. So it's going to sell out, and we're excited about that.
He does, he does a great show. It's clean. It's just for all the family, and you remember old Jerry Clower from the days. I don't know if you remember Jerry Clower. Woo, shoot that thing. He didn't have the kind of humor that Gregory's got.
That's right.
He talks about a front porch. We don't have front porches anymore.
That's right.
The stories about the porch to change to a deck now. You know, it's just he can take anything and make it funny.
That's right. That's
fantastic. So I'm glad you got him coming. I'm going to try to go see that one too. So, and Rhonda Vincent, great singer,
Absolutely.
great singer,
incredible bluegrass musician. She's got her band with her called The Rage. They'll be here on April the 18th. That's right.
Yeah.
And that'll be a nice show as well.
Well, you know, over the years since I got out of the country music business, I've noticed a lot of the youth, the younger people, are into the bluegrass. The traditional, you can call it whatever, you know, mountain music, whatever. But that music that Rhonda does is a mixture of the bluegrass and Appalachian, all that stuff. It roots. It's just great music.
Well, in an era when so much music is artificial or synthesized, it's nice to have somebody on stage that can really get up there and just play the heck out of an instrument. And you know, it's very pure sounding music. It's not running through a filter.
Right.
It's not a keyboard. You know, it just sounds.
It's amazing. Some of the stars that sing, and people think that their voice, and it's made by a computer in the back. A lot of it.
That's right.
If they say the 4 more syllables comes from the machine, not from the person.
That's right.
And Rhonda Vincent's a great performer too. She's and I haven't seen this band, but I can tell you one thing: when she takes the stage, you know you're being entertained, because you need to be at that one now. I'm afraid to even talk about this next one here.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yes, sir.
But I saw it on your web page, and I thought, well, I'm going to do it. And it's called Menopause the Musical.
That's right. That's right.
Now, tell me about that.
I hope you've got your front row seats already.
And remember that we are a family.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No, I'm not going.
Now, this is a show that was written by a lady that she decided that the topic of menopause that women go through was kind of taboo, that nobody really talked about it. And so she wrote all this music to kind of fit along with some classic hits. And it's for women that are actually in a department store. And they are kind of going through the, I guess, trials and tribulations of menopause. And they start singing about it and joking about it and telling each other stories. And by all accounts, it is just the funniest thing that people see.
I didn't see that. I may go.
The poster on it has a little icon that says, "And men love it too." So
Okay.
I've seen videos, Ken, of people in the audience with their husbands. And, at the beginning, they kind of are, oh, why am I here? I'd rather be hunting or doing something else. And by the end, they're just cracking up, laughing along with their wives. And so we expect a great audience for that one. And a lot of groups of women will come out to that one
You'll
as well.
probably see me there. But you said something I'm going to have to disagree. You said men don't talk about menopause. Yeah, we do, but we talk about it in a bad way. Boy, she's there. I know she's on there. I know that's why she did it. I know why she did that because she's on menopause.
Yeah.
That's when they're 15, 16 years old, we call that. we blame everything on menopause.
Uh-huh.
I even got a television station. I say PMS, NBC. But that's great. But I don't know. I ain't going to put a stamp of approval on that until I go see it.
All right.
Now, but this one I will. The Isaacs.
Yes,
that's
sir.
some of your best
Yes, sir.
gospel music.
Tickets for that show go on sale this Friday at noon, and we've had a tremendous number of phone calls, just people interested. And
Have you ever heard them?
I have. And the Isaacs they have a long history, and again, just incredible vocal artists and musicians.
If any of you out there like Bill Gaither, and I know everybody does, Bill, it made a statement about one of them one time that everybody should aspire to get it right like they do. The combination, the different melody they got, they're just so, the music's so perfect. I mean, but they got a great inspirational song to it. And it's
Absolutely.
just, they're fantastic. I'll go see them. Any others that's coming that you want to mention?
We've got lots more that are in the pipeline
talk
that
about
we can't announce yet, but we've got a tremendous slate of shows for 2015, 2016 that we'll be announcing here in the next few months.
Well, I'll tell you what, I worked with him about 3 years. I'd like to see him come here one time, be Chubby Checker.
All right.
Fats Domino, I worked for Fats for a while. Fats don't tour that much. He probably does that many shows a year, and if you can get one of them. But Chubby's working everywhere. I think he's down in Florida this weekend. But it's a great show.
Okay.
We'll
take a look at
great show, and that everybody remembers the Twist. So he's out. That's my request. As far as parking, you got the parking across the street, share the church parking lot, the huge parking.
That's right. We've got tons of free parking.
Yeah. And there's parking along the sides too at the other place there. But I've never been there where there was a parking problem.
Never. And, again, if you go to an Alabama or Auburn game, you're going to walk, seems like 5 miles to get to the stadium. Here it takes you 30 seconds and you're in the door.
And there's something else that I see that you don't see that I'm proud of. We got the Oxford Police Department everywhere, outside, inside, that make sure you're safe and enjoy your thing.
Absolutely. It's a community effort. We've got volunteers inside to make sure you can find your seat, and the police department's been phenomenal about helping out to make sure, again, people feel safe going to and from their vehicle, and we appreciate that support as well.
John, thank you for coming on today. Appreciate it. And all you folks out there that's down there on what's the street?
100 Chocolaca Street.
100 Chocolaca Street, downtown Oxford. And go down and see some of these shows. And while you're down there, go off to Oxford's Hubbard's off Main. Have you something to eat. Be right back. Come back. News that you can use. Stay where you are. Welcome back into Veterans Issues. I appreciate John Longshore coming in and doing the show today. And Oxford Performing Arts Center is a great place. And some of these shows I talked about. If you got any question about it, you got my number on there. Give me a call and I'll get you the information and help you out on that thing. Remember that $5 off if you mention you saw it here on Veterans Issues. Now, those veterans that's out there that have power chairs, wheelchairs, and you have had to give up fishing and hunting, I can hook you up with a track chair. It's like a bulldozer, tracks on it, and you go outside. It's got a rack for hunting, for fishing rods. It's got all your things for your umbrella. It's got little boxes you can put stuff in. You can even ride your companion, an adult, on the back of it, standing up. So you don't have to give up the outdoor life, and I can hook you up for them. And they're over in Dawsonville, Georgia. So if you're interested in that, and you know some veteran that's eligible that would like to have that, just give me a call at my contact information here, and I'll put you in to get that done. That's if you've got a power chair and you're a disabled veteran, and you'd like to get your life back for the outside. I can help you on that. So give me a call. And the Veterans Choice Card, all of you got your Veterans Choice Card, and if you're 40 miles away from a VA hospital, you got to call that number on there to see if you can be approved for it. I've already had to use it because the doctor wanted me to go somewhere here locally. So here's the phone numbers that you call over in Birmingham to see if you're eligible for it. It's 205-933-8101, and you want to ask for extension 6761 or extension 1373. And the way you do that, as soon as the operator answers and the voice message comes on, just press 16761 or 11373, and that'll get you the answers about your choice card. So let's see, I talked about the flu shots. They said they still would recommend that you have them because they still got outbreaks of it. So it's 58% of your flu is taken care of. So if the VA still got those, the shout outs go out to, and I have to get these in or they get mad at me, Lisa, Cindy, Amy, Daryl, Ricky, Judy, and hey, Vince. Salute to you, Vince. I want to thank everybody that's purchased the law enforcement tag. That's a great benefit to those that have fallen, law enforcement that has fallen. And you don't have to be in law enforcement to get one, but when you go get your tag this year, ask them to let you see the law enforcement tag. And it goes with every kind of color you got for your car, and it says something about you too, that you appreciate law enforcement. This is for those that have fallen. A small portion goes to Washington, D.C. to their memorial up there, but the largest portion goes to Anniston, Alabama, for the Centennial Memorial Fund. And I see the checks coming in. You're doing good about purchasing it. A lot of people got the tag, so we're going to build that law enforcement memorial up there with your help. So keep purchasing that tag. Everybody got the specialty tags. That says a lot about you going down the highway when somebody gets behind you and you see a law enforcement tag to honoring the fallen. Let's see. And if you'd like to help with that law enforcement memorial other than the tag, you can go to Community Foundation, P.O. Box 1826, Anniston 36202, and put Centennial Memorials on the check somewhere, unless you're giving cash. And those of you that you spouses out there, know where your husband DD-214 is. Last week I had a problem. Somebody had passed. They don't know where the DD-214 was. Know where that is, because if you want funeral arrangements, you're going to need that. This week's salute goes out to my favorite doctor at the VA clinic, Dr. Qureshi. Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Q, we call him. He's a great man, and we appreciate you. Next week, salute.